When it comes to Amazon FBA, there are two roads you can go down if you want to sell. You can go down the retail arbitrage route, or you can go down the wholesale route. They're the main two ways people start to sell on Amazon FBA, and in this video we're going to be looking at the pros and cons of each and deciding together which one is better for you. We're going to start off with retail arbitrage though, because I feel like it's where everyone starts in their Amazon journey, and we're going to look at some of the positives of retail arbitrage. So one of the main benefits of retail arbitrage is that you don't need a lot of money to do it. You can simply go to the shops and you can find clearance items in the mainstream supermarkets like Asda's, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Boots. You can find clearance products and make some good money. You don't have to spend thousands of pounds to find these products. You don't have to spend a load of money on these products. You can pick up 1, 2, 3 items and send them into FBA to see if they sell. It can also be done in your spare time. It doesn't take a lot of time to find these products. It also doesn't take a lot of time to go to the supermarkets and buy these products. A lot of us go shopping 2-3 times a week anyway, so you're going to be in the place where you're going to buy the products. It can also be a side hustle rather than a full-time income, so you can do it alongside your current job. It doesn't need to take over your entire life. An hour a day is enough, so you do it as your side hustle and get an extra couple of £1,000 in a month in revenue. Lastly, you can find really high ROI deals in these supermarkets that you wouldn't actually be able to find in the wholesalers. So you can find some clearance deals that can be 100-200% ROI just because they've been marked down because it's the end of the season. Yet these items will still sell on Amazon, and these are only deals you can find in clearance sections of these shops. But if we move on to the negative side of things, there's a few issues that we face when doing retail arbitrage. The first thing is you can't scale your business. Because there's only a certain amount of things you can buy from these shops, it's really hard to get to those like £2,000-3,000 day in sales, because you just can't buy that many products in the shops. If you can imagine, when you go onto the wholesalers, you can technically buy every product in the world. However, when you go to the supermarkets, they're only going to have a small number of those items, and only a smaller number of those items are going to be profitable for you to sell on Amazon. If you get any IP complaints on Amazon, and you've bought the products from retail shops, then Amazon will not accept the invoices and you will have that IP complaint on your account. This is going to be a huge problem if you're selling niche brands that like to control the online market, and unfortunately you don't really know if you're going to get an IP complaint on that product until it's too late. Another thing is clearance deals are only on offer once. There'll only be one time a year that product will go onto clearance until the following year, and that becomes a real problem because if you find 10 units of something that was on clearance and it sold really well, you instantly want to buy more, and because it was on clearance, the likelihood is by the time you go back to the shop there's going to be none left. Another thing is it's hard to find products that are consistently selling well, that are profitable. A lot of the time you'll get offers on products, like in Sainsbury's they'll mark it down to special price, or in Tesco's they'll have club card price, and this will then make those products profitable. But then when it comes back to repurchasing those products the next week, the price is increased in the shops and then it is no longer profitable to sell on Amazon. And this is a common theme when going into these retail shops. One thing you've got to think about when you want to do the retail arbitrage is, if you're not going to these shops and you want to go to lots of different shops to really fill up a box, then you're going to have to drive round to all of these different shops, and it's going to cost a lot in fuel, and it might cost a lot of your time depending on how many products you want to get out. And you've got to remember as well, if you want to fill a box and put it into Amazon and you only get a couple of things from the shop, you're going to have to go to a few different shops before you get that box nice and full and before you want to send it in. So they're the positives and negatives on the retail arbitrage, but let's have a look at the wholesale. So with wholesale, I personally think it's a lot better for scaling your business. It is easier to grow because there's so many more products. You can buy a lot more, you can expand your inventory, have a lot more ASINs, and it's easier to grow when you have a lot more ASINs in stock. That's what we found anyway with our business. Another thing is you can buy and sell these products consistently, because what I mean by that is if one wholesaler goes out of stock on a product, you'll be able to find it from another wholesaler, which will be probably just as profitable, if not more profitable, or a little bit more expensive, depends on where you're getting it from. But what I'm getting at is you can consistently sell these products. There won't be a massive price fluctuation between the wholesalers, and they're not going to have special deals on which make the product go profitable. You'll be able to buy it one week, go there the next week and buy it again. Products also get delivered to your house. It's not like you have to drive down to the wholesalers and pick a load of things and put them into a box and drive all the way back. Everything will either get delivered to your house or your warehouse, and you can do all the work and send it out straight to Amazon from there. You have supplier invoices, so when you get those horrible IP complaints, you can upload the supplier invoices and Amazon accepts them. It's wonderful, and the IP complaints will be removed unless the brand is really strict, in which case they won't be removed, and that is a bit of a shame. But you do have the invoices to support you, so they know you've bought it from a reputable supplier. You can also ungate brands with those invoices. For example, you can ungate Lego with supplier invoices, lots of toy brands, you can ungate makeup, you can ungate perfumes, you can ungate everything with wholesale supplier invoices, and it's really not that difficult. I would stress people look into that if you are unsure on how to ungate products. That's how you do it. Look into it a bit more. It's very easy. There is a wider variety of products when it comes to wholesale because they have literally got every single product in the world is on a wholesaler somewhere in the world, so you can buy it. And when you have that mass opportunity of products, there's going to be a lot more available to you that are going to be profitable on Amazon and selling consistently, so it's a little bit easier when doing your product research. You can also get discounts on these wholesalers if you spend over a certain amount of money. For example, we have a wholesaler where if you spend over £1,000 you get a 5% discount, and although it's only 5% on £1,000, when you're purchasing 2-3 times a week, it really does start to add up and makes a difference into your margins. On to the negatives of the wholesale side though, a lot of suppliers won't deal with you unless you have a company set up or you have sole trader documents. If you're just the average Joe that likes to do it on the weekends and does it for a little bit more of an income, unfortunately a lot of these suppliers aren't going to want to work with you. Some suppliers won't also work with you if they know you're going to sell on Amazon or you're selling your stuff online, because they're directed to the retail trade, or some of the people they purchase from say that you can't resell to Amazon suppliers. So unfortunately those suppliers won't want to work with you either. Suppliers can go out of stock, and it is incredibly annoying when you have a fast growing product that's selling really well, making you good money, and then the supplier goes out of stock for supply chain issues. That is incredibly annoying, but it's something you have to deal with when working with wholesale suppliers. Some suppliers have a minimum order of £500, some have £1,000, and some have even £2,500. So if you're just kind of the average guy and you don't want to fork up that cash, then unfortunately there's a lot of suppliers that you won't be able to purchase from. You will need at least £3,000 to start. Now we're getting that number from, we started with a bit more than that. We think we would have struggled if we had a lot less. So £3,000 I think is how much you need if you want to start and do wholesale. This will allow you to revolve your money quickly, you won't run out of money, and you won't have too much. You shouldn't make stupid mistakes with over investing, and you should have just the right amount of money to where you can buy products every day and get products into Amazon every day and scale nice and slowly. If you want to do the wholesale side of things, you're going to have to work a lot more. Unfortunately, this is when it becomes not a side hustle, it becomes a full-time business, because you're looking for more products, you want to sell more products, you're scaling more, the money's moving more, and that's going to take a lot of more time. And although it's a good and bad thing in the same sentence, it's something that you're going to have to deal with and you want to make the decision on. If you have enough time, great. If you don't, then you might want to go back to retail arbitrage or do small-scale wholesale, because at the end of the day, it's going to turn into a full-time job. So to finish up, which do I prefer? I think what everyone should do is start off by doing retail arbitrage. And my reason for this is retail arbitrage is great for when you're in the learning phase of Amazon. When you want to learn how to pack units, you want to learn how to do things right, you want to learn how to do product research and get stuff into Amazon to sell, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to buy products that aren't going to sell, but you're not going to buy many because you've bought them at retail, you're only going to buy one or two. So you're going to learn those mistakes early on, and then hopefully when you move over to wholesale, you've got all the knowledge behind your back, you can buy some great products, you can scale really fast because you know what you're doing, and hopefully that really works out for you. If you did enjoy this video, check out some links in the description to our Facebook page. You can join there for free, everyone can chat and ask each other questions. That's really all it's about, and all of the tools we use are also in the description. It's just some affiliate codes down there. Remember, we're not trying to sell you anything on this channel, all we have is some affiliates. So I'll see you in the next video.